Hello everyone, this is Plunkera, and welcome to my universe. Today, I'm going to continue rigging Shalom from Path to Nowhere. So last time, continuing on the front bang. As always, it takes a little while. And I just found a few things that I want to touch up around here, and I'm going to just continue all the way up this strand here. Because I think how I get this strand to look will kind of determine how I fix a couple of things down here. So to explain what I was looking at right before stream, I was looking at the difference between going from the left down to the lower left, and I felt like this strand here, the little highlight, was bulging somewhat and looking a bit weird. So I knew I was going to have to fix that somewhat, but what I haven't decided is whether or not it needs to be fixed in the lower left or just the left. But something's got to be fixed up there. So I figured that I'd poke at the top of the strand there a little bit, and I think that will make it a little bit easier to decide which keyframe needs to be fixed. I was a bit worried that things would be a little bit messy today, because I was pretty tired yesterday. Ended up just passing out on the couch for like 3 hours before my kids finally woke up. Always a bit unfortunate when that happens, but it's okay. I'm feeling better today. So that's what matters. Sometimes I just need those naps. But no, I think things are still pretty okay overall. Just taking things in and deciding how I want to tackle some of these problems here. Or which things even are problems. Okay, before I go and do more bang stuff, I gotta attach this over here. Because I just keep seeing it wiggle out of the corner of my eyes and it's bothering me, so I'll just go ahead and attach the tunnel here. And then I'll worry about everything else afterward. Fortunately, this is one area that I'd have to do pretty quickly anyway, so I'm just gonna get it fairly roughly into place here. I don't want to do too much with it yet, just enough to get it smooth enough that I can kind of see what I'm doing. Because I'm not even sure if this is going to be the final place that this bang goes yet. I think it is. Like, I think it's at a pretty good spot, but just in case, I'm gonna keep it fairly rough. It's pretty rough, but it's connecting in this right spot, so that's what matters right now. And yeah, I mean, you can see when I go, if you just look at this area here, when I go down to the left, it looks a bit weird. Sneeze. Phew, all sneezy. Okay. But yes, still going that way still looks a bit weird, which is why I wanted to keep that pretty rough for now, because I was pretty sure that it was going to be changed later. But at least like that, I can start getting this strand here into place, and I think the location of this strand will help me figure out where this part has to go to. Everything is connected. Looks like some things got slid upward a bit, so I'm just kind of pulling them down real quick. You can see I'm making the triangles look nice and pretty again. Getting them nice and straight. Okay, there we go. That should be good. Gonna fix up the strand here because I noticed some things squirming in it as well. We'll just do some small adjustments there. And now we'll take another look. See what jumps out at me. I actually do want her chin in the picture too. Okay, I think I want the very top part here to go just a little bit further to the left. Something like that. Yeah, I think that works. And then one thing I was kind of noticing, but I'm not sure if this will actually be right, is I kind of want to make the top of the shadow area and the little light area above it a little bit rounder. This is me trying things. I'm not actually sure if this will look good. But it sounded like a good idea in my head, so I wanted to try it. Try it and see what happens. Yeah, I think that actually does look pretty good. Kinda getting a little bit more rounder since the head is turning to the left. And a little bit rounder from here because the head is down. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Let's straighten it out and make it look pretty. Now that I've proven that the idea is good, I can afford to straighten out the strand here. Make the little purple part there all nice and smooth. Get it to be on a nice smooth curve. And all these other things that just make it look nice. There, now I can start figuring out how it all connects up here. Because I do want it to kind of, I don't know, start pointing downward a bit as it connects to this strand over here. Just because, you know, that's what it does here. It goes down and then it comes back up. So naturally over here I want it to come down and then back up. I want it to look like the same hair, just from a different angle, of course. So it needs to keep a lot of the same properties as the original. Okay, that should be fine. I was actually checking the diagonal this morning too, and I guess I can show it now. It doesn't look great yet, but I can't tell how much of that is because it's wrong, and how much of it is that I just need to adjust some of the side hair and stuff first. So I figured I'd keep going as I am, and if I need to make big adjustments later, I will. It's not that big a deal. I mean, it doesn't look totally awful. I feel like I have, the tips of her hair in the right place, and I'm not sure about over here yet, but so I'm just going to be aligning it with these two little guys here, the downward turn and the leftward turn. And And I'll figure out what to do with the diagonal a little bit later. One thing at a time. I think I want to at least get some of the side hair going. And a lot of the areas around the roots before I start worrying too much about the diagonal. I can't remember when I started paying attention to the diagonal in the upper right. But the issues I see are not heavily related to the hair here, so that's why I just kind of think I need to worry about kind of the stuff going on in this area before I can pay too much attention to it. I was just doing a little bit of mesh consultation. There was some sliding around the edge here and it was bothering me. But it looks like the edge of the vertices just got pulled down and it actually wasn't that big a deal. Yep, didn't really need to move much of anything. Okay. So I'm going to go back toward the tips a little bit and kind of perfect the gradient where it turns from this purple into the white at the tips. I'm using the bottom turn here to give me a good idea of where it should be. Because I feel like vertically that the transitions should be in roughly the same place. So if I see it sliding downward, I know that I kind of have to push it a little bit higher. It's mostly in the right spot. There was just a little bit off that I wanted to correct. After all, why would I want to be mostly correct when I can be completely correct? Make it look as good as I can. So tomorrow, Infinity Nikki comes out, and I'm still pretty excited. For those that don't know, this is... The Nikki series is a series of, like, dress-up games. So it's mostly just about... making neat outfits, more or less. Very much a, I guess you could call it a guilty pleasure. I don't really feel guilty about it, but it is a bit outside the norm of what I play. But I do enjoy it lots. So, I'm excited for their new installment. This is one place where I think that they might actually be able to do something interesting with the, I guess, Genshin clone formula. Because that's kind of what they seem to be going for. Just because it's like it's a dress-up game. Dress-up games are all about just putting together neat outfits and then going to find cool places to take pictures. And, doing that with an open world seems like a good idea to me. So, I'm pretty excited. So I might end up posting some pictures that I take in-game. So you'll have to let me know if you like seeing them, or if I should relegate all that to just Twitter. Alright, I think we're starting to look pretty good here. Alright, let's go a little bit higher. Now that I've gotten a lot of this in, I'm gonna go back to looking at this strand here. I never did quite finish it up because I got distracted by something shiny. It's fine. I got it closer to the ideal, and then something else was bothering me more, so I went and poked at that, and now here is bothering me more. I've described my art process a couple of times on stream here, but it is very much based in I look at the thing, and I think about which thing do I like the least. And then I go and fix it so I like it more. Works pretty well for me, because once I no longer find things that are bothering me a lot, or things that, you know, are just minor enough that they can be ignored so I'm not spending 5 years working on a single image, then I probably have a pretty good image. And it's ready to go be posted. It does make my methods pretty chaotic, though. I never draw something the same way every time. I have just learned the areas that I need to pay the most attention to, and which areas that I need to focus on in order to get started properly. Because when it comes down to it, the first thing, before anything else, the most important first thing I gotta do is go through and try to make it so I enjoy looking at the picture as soon as possible. Because when I first get started on a new picture, everything looks pretty bad. It is what it is. I don't think it's a sign that the final product is gonna look pretty bad. I think most of what I work on looks pretty bad at the beginning. So I try to focus in on what will make me enjoy actually looking at it. What will make me happy to look at this picture in the morning. And that's what I try to get as soon as possible. Because once I can actually enjoy looking at the picture, it becomes so much easier to work on. So much. Alright. I do feel like I'm getting somewhere. And it does look like I'll be able to finish that front bang today. I'm maybe paying a little bit more attention than I should to how it's gonna all connect over here, but seeing it squirm has just been bothering me enough that I do want to just, I don't know, make it not do that. And strictly speaking, I do think that paying some amount of attention to how it's going to connect over here will give me some ideas on where these strands should all go. So I am just looking over here and how it connects to get an idea of where these parts should be vertically. Because right now there's definitely shenanigans. I mean, right over here by the tunnel. Look at that squirm. Oop. Boop, boop. So silly. Okay, there we go. That's looking much better. Pretty sure I can get the same treatment relative to the bottom here. Just gotta floof things up a little bit. Yeah, see? Super easy. Look at that. So much better. Okay. So I overall feel like this strand is doing much better than it was at the beginning of the day. Still got some things on it I want to tweak there, but I think... yeah, the next thing that I want to poke at is just... where everything is connecting to the hair over here is just bothering me too much for me to be able to look at anything else. I gotta get that right. Sometimes things are like that. I set out to do a specific thing and my brain is just like, okay, but look at this thing over there. Sometimes I'm able to tell my brain to go a specific direction, but sometimes it's just like, okay, but look at that thing over there. It will not let me go until I look at that thing over there. Okay, there we go. That's much better. Now maybe I will be able to look somewhere else. Without my brain just going like, okay, well, look over there. There's problems over there. You should go look at them. Okay. So, back to other stuff. Let's try to get that strand into place. I think it'll even be a little bit easier now that I know that this side part is right, because I think that's looking pretty good now. I always have a little bit of trouble with that strand, so taking it slow here. Gotta really pay attention to what's going on. Fortunately, I think it's mostly correct. I just need to figure out right proportion of floof. How round should this strand be? All those important questions. Okay, that's a little bit better. Still, I kind of feel like all of this should be connecting further to the right, though. So I'll just grab both these layers. A little bit smaller of a brush here. Just pull everything slightly this way. I think I'm going to use the other one. That has been pretty consistently bothering me when I go from left to lower left here. Yeah, that's much better. Much better indeed. And now I just want to touch things up since I did just touch a bunch of stuff with the brush. Tends to make things a little bit messy. But it looks like I didn't move things so much that things got too messy. Just needed to straighten up that curve there. Now I think it looks fine. And honestly, I kind of feel like it's almost there. Let's touch up the bottom here. Been doing everything so much further up that I've been neglecting the couple of things I wanted to touch up down here. But it's okay, because I think I can feel pretty confident that what I have up there is good. And so if the things down here look good relative to that, they probably look good too. There's just like this spot around the strand where it's purple, white, purple, white, purple. Just alternating there. All together. So I want to make sure that the strands, the white part of those strands, are all at the correct angle. I think that's probably not the correct angle. It's pretty straight, yeah. And there's like this little wiggle right there. That doesn't look very good. So I will continue on my quest to make that little purple line straight. Okay, yep, that looks much better. I want to adjust the angle on this little portion that goes underneath her bangs here. Because when I look at it, it looks like it kind of goes down and there's like this little lump right there on her hair. And this part kind of goes into that. And I keep that over here. You can see here, little lump. And you see it there. So I want this to kind of go into the lump that I have down there too. Okay, now I'm looking at the, purple, white, purple, white, purple spot up here, and I realized that I did not actually have it very straight in the left head turn. So I should fix that. It'll make the lower left head turn look better as well. So all of these little parts work together. Each and every one of them is important. Gotta give each part some amount of attention. I'm still looking at this and I'm still just very excited to finally work on physics. I think we've probably still got a couple of weeks before I get there, but it's coming. Every day I get a little bit closer. One step closer to hair physics. Just like, yes. So excited. So excited to finally jump into those hair physics. It's gonna be great. Get to show you guys, like, the best part of making VTuber models. And ironically, the best part. Get to make the hair swish around. I'm never gonna be able to work again because I'm just gonna be going all the time. Just watch the hair flip around when the time comes. Currently it doesn't. I have not done physics yet. I told myself no physics until the head turns are done. But it's just so weird to think about because I'm pretty sure that hair physics is going to be the last time I touch hair on this model. It's like, once I add the hair physics to it, it's like it's going to be done. The hair will be done. It's just kind of wild to think about, honestly. I just can't believe that someday the hair will be done. And I won't have to look at it anymore. I won't have to go in and make it nice and make it move around or anything anymore. It'll just be done. That day is not today, however. There's still much hair to be poked around with. So much hair. On the bright side, I think I have the front bang looking pretty good there, so probably still need to adjust this little portion sitting on top there, but that's okay, I'll do that a little bit later. Everything else about it I think is looking good though. Yay. Okay, I thought I saw something weird, but I did not. Everything is fine. All is well. So now what I think I want to do is line up these little shadows sitting underneath there with how they are on the bottom head turn. So yeah, I think I have them looking pretty good here. Maybe at most I just need to adjust where that tiny little highlight sticking inside is. But yeah, in terms of size and overall shape, I think I have something pretty good here. So I can use that as a nice guide. And I can see that if you look closely at the very top of it, the top looks like it's gonna move upward, and that is definitely not what I want. So I'll go ahead and push this dark area down a little bit. Make it a wee bit smaller. Let us see a little bit more of this lighter area sitting on top of it. Her head is turning downward now after all. Yeah, that's a little bit better. And I think I also want to push this side a little bit further in. Just a little bit. Don't want to do too much. I just wasn't quite satisfied with the angle from here to here. And how it was moving like that. Yeah. That's a little bit better. Look at that turn. That looks so nice. It's like when she looks over to the left, we see a little bit less of this side and a little bit more of this side. Ah, perfect. Just noticed that there's like a tiny little pointy spot right there that should definitely not be there. Let's fix that real quick. Straight line, right? Roughly, yes. So there we go. Let's put it back to being a straight line. Just taking a look at the original mesh to kind of help me out here. Just because... yeah, there's little pointy bits sticking out right there, and I wanted to get rid of it. So, there we go. Now there's no pointy bit. It is just nice and round. As it should be. Now I just gotta do the same thing over here. There's no real pointy bit here. I guess there's a little one, but... it's okay. It'll help me figure out how to get this into the right place. Oh, that's pointy though. There should definitely not be a pointy bit there. Let me see. The pointy bit's still there, but I want to see if it's at the right vertical height. Roughly, yes. Basically, I needed to figure out which layer actually needed to be fixed for that pointy bit to go away, and I think it's in this one. Here we go. Now it should be nice and round again. Ah, wonderful. Yes, very happy with how that looks. It's like, look how it kind of looks like this part of the hair is like rolling over this little shadow spot there. Oop. Wonderful. Okay. So, with this front bang done, I guess this means that I can move on to her side bangs and wear the bang connects over here. I think the first thing I want to do is actually get rid of the tiny strand that sits up there. I'll add it back in after I know where everything else is going to sit. This way I know where it will end up connecting. So it's like if you look at the original, it kind of just sits next to this little shadow right here. So once I know the location of that shadow, it'll be easier to put on that little strand again. And it's going to be pretty hard to know where it's supposed to go until I know where that shadow's going to live. Okay, so this is where I finally get to make the tunnel look nice. First, I'm just gonna straighten out some triangles here. There we go. Looking a little bit nicer there. Then I can care about that little tunnel and maybe even the side bang here. Who knows? See what my brain feels like doing today. So right now when I look at the highlights over here, it looks like the highlights are being pulled a little bit to the right. So they're getting a little bit longer. And I'm actually considering whether or not I like that. I think it actually looks pretty good. So I'm considering keeping it. At the very least I should fix the location of this shadow to have it line up with how it is over here. But the highlights getting longer themselves, I think that might actually look good. So, we'll see if I want to keep it after I get those shadows into place. Alright, I think I got that curve looking nice. Let's take a look here. Still need to raise it up just a little bit, but so far so good. Sometimes it takes a few tries to just get everything into the perfect spot. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Still not entirely sure how I feel about those highlights. Part of me likes it, part of me doesn't. So I'll figure that out a little bit later. Right now, I definitely have to get this tunnel right. I think the tunnel is the next thing that has to be figured out. So this is interesting because when I look over here, you can see that, you know, there's this highlight here, and there's the shadow next to it. And if you follow this highlight all the way up, there's a tiny little highlight in the shadow area too, that it connects to. And that is moving strangely. You can see it's supposed to go more like this, nice and round and very pretty. But at the bottom here, it kind of gets, I don't know, shoved downward in a way that doesn't look very good. And what controls that is also part of what controls the tunnel, so it's a little bit hard to move around. Past me, it did not mesh the spot very well. It's okay, I don't exactly blame her for not really noticing that there's like 7 different colors in here. It can be surprisingly difficult to notice these things. And I mean, even beyond noticing them, I probably noticed it, but I didn't think it would be as important as it was. This is one of those things where, rather than relying on the mesh for some of this, it might have made more sense to just make more layers. I'm not sure yet. It's something I ask myself fairly regularly of just, with what I know now, how would I have cut this up? Okay. It's a little bit better. I don't know. I still don't really like the way it's moving from here to here. Just that little spot underneath there. Like how it's connecting over here aside. Let's consult the mesh. See if the mesh has any good ideas here. Why are you not moving the way I want you to? Okay, there's some ideas in there. Let's see about implementing some of those. So what I'm doing here is I'm just taking a look at how the vertices themselves are moving. So I have the mesh up here and I can move between the 2 keyframes and get a different sort of picture on how things are moving. Like with the mesh off, I just look at the texture and I say, oh, it's moving like that. But with the mesh on, I can kind of actually look more directly at what is controlling the texture underneath. Because that's what the mesh is. The mesh is just a tool that the computer uses to basically make sense of what our silly little meat brains want it to do. And so we have the mesh on there, and then the computer runs some complex math to figure out how the texture underneath should change based on the movement of all the vertices and stuff. Alright, that's a little bit better. The trouble is it's still not lining up with the leftward turn. So from going left and having her look down to the lower left, that part's still not lining up the way I want it to. What does the mesh have to say about this? Okay, there might need to be some shenanigans. I might have some stuff that I need to fix in either the downward view or the leftward view. I'm not sure which yet. But I'm not sure if this problem is the lower left's fault. Yes, I think it might actually just be the left's fault. Because I kind of see that little bit of movement in this area right there that I don't like. So I'll try to fix it there first, and then I'll go back to trying to fix up the lower left. Once again, consulting the mesh, just to see what might be causing this particular movement that I don't really enjoy. Out of all the things in this hair, just that little spot right there was not an area that I expected to get hung up on so hard. It's funny how things work out sometimes. Alright, I think they're doing a little bit better now, so hopefully now I can get things looking the way that I want them to. Indeed. Okay. So, there's a particular angle that I want to go for here, where when the head turns, we see a little bit less of the area on this side of the tunnel. So this part of the tunnel should be like a little bit further to the left, I think. And so I'm trying to figure out how to get it there and get the kind of effect that I want while also maintaining that there. That little highlight in the shadow. I just feel like the entire thing's moving down. Maybe it is. Let's go for the nuclear option here. We're gonna take the brush and just lift like this entire thing up. Whoa, whoa. Okay, the very top aside, I actually think that helped a lot. I think that looks pretty good. So I guess it was exactly what I needed to do. Okay, let's get the top part looking good now. Yeah, there we go. That's doing much better now. Wonderful. Okay, now the stuff that I see squirming is just some stuff around the highlights that I haven't started working on yet. Okay, well, we've got a good tunnel. Let me just fix up the stuff in the tunnel real quick. As a still image, I think, like, this is fine. But when I went between these 2 points, I didn't really like how these lighter areas inside the tunnel were moving around. And after all, it's how it looks while it's moving that really matters. not the static images. So I'll go ahead and try to put them in a good spot. Yeah, that's a bit better. And then there's like a lighter area in there that I don't want it to be there, so pull it down just a little. That should be good. Yep, I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna hide the side bang for just a second here. It's another thing that I'm noticing in the movement is that there's like a brighter red spot right on the top here. And I do not like where it is currently. So I just want to pull it over here a little bit. And I think I'll be able to see whether it's in a good spot just a little bit better without the bang there. Yeah. Alright, yeah, that's looking pretty good now. So let's see, what do I feel like doing now? Do I continue with these highlights over here? Or do I go to the side bang? I think I'm gonna go to the side bang. Get the shadow areas over here looking a little bit better too. Okay, but first I have to decide how I want to go about that. How do I want to go about that? Actually, I think the top of the side bang is in a pretty good spot. So I think this area will look a lot better once I figure out those little shadows. So let's just get those little shadows in there. Right now they're hiding, and they just need to peek out just a little bit here. Peek out from underneath the bang. Honestly, it just kind of reminds me when I moved into my house, brought my cats, and they all hid under the couch, and I could get them to peek their little heads out by offering them some food. Although it was pretty funny at first. Even with the food offering, they refused to come out and just stuck their paws out and tried to grab the food and bring it underneath the couch with them. So they could eat it underneath the couch. Oh, that was so cute. I don't have cats anymore, but I still miss having cats. I like my cats. And they were so cute. So I'll just have all of these little shadows peek out the same way. And hopefully they will take my food offering instead of trying to drag it underneath the strand with them. It's slightly wrinkly, but I want to see if that's a good thickness or if I need a little bit more. I think it's pretty good. I want to adjust the side bang here, though. There's a little portion that's just kind of sticking out a bit. And now that I kind of have the basics of the shadow sitting underneath it, it's a little bit easier for me to see the problem. So I think I want to get the side bank here and these two little highlights coming off in the right place before I finish off the shadow. Oh, they're actually pretty close. I don't think I have to change too much from here. I'll just slide the center over just a little bit here. Straighten out the triangles, and hopefully that'll be good. Just get that nice curve going down the center. There we go. How does that look? Let us compare to the other keyframes here. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So in theory, once I get the shadows looking good around there, then everything should be pretty good. And as usual, I say it looks pretty good, but there's a couple of things I want to tweak. That's pretty normal. Okay, now I can go in and get those little shadows looking a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. Starting to all hide underneath good. Let's see if that thickness is good. And then I'll clean it up a little bit. And once I have it all cleaned up, I think that will be where I end for today. Let's see, I think I'm actually going to lift this spot just a little bit here. I think you might have been curling over a little bit too much. Yeah. Alright, let's clean up the shadows a little bit more. And then I think that will be good for today. Made some good progress though. Got through the front bang there and made some pretty good progress on the side bang too. At this stage, I'd like to focus just on the area by the roots of her hair. So I will be doing that, and then once the roots are looking good, the strands going down the entire strand tends to be a little bit easier. So considering that I am strictly focusing on the roots, this is side bang done too. So yeah, I have where the highlight is and where it all connects to this little underneath part done and all that good stuff. So yeah, definitely good progress today. Today is a good day. I have energy and I will be able to draw after stream for once. I'm so happy. Life is good. Alright, and I do think that is where I will stop for today. So thank you all for coming. If you'd like me to take a look at your own creative projects, whether that be art, writing, coding, game design, or any creative pursuit you can think of, feel free to message or at me on the social media platform of your choice. I'll take a look. Maybe leave some comments. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.